Laura Marsh. I'm clinical assistant professor at the College of Medicine, as well as the director of sports medicine fellowship at Texas A&M University. So as the temperatures go up during the summer, there's more concern with heat illness, heat exhaustion, and then ultimately heat stroke. And so people still want to be active and be outside, and so we have to be more intentional and smarter about how we spend that time to avoid having injury or issues. And so once the temperature is over about 90 for a heat index, that's when the concern starts going up. But then once we go over 103 for heat index, that really increases risk of heat illness and heat injury. And so the reason it's important is that not only do we get hot and overheated, it can lead to something like heat stroke, which is a true neurologic emergency. So there's a wide range of heat illness, and from everything from heat cramps, which is just feeling sick or feeling like your muscles are cramping, to more of a heat exhaustion, which is sometimes dizziness, more nausea, feeling very lightheaded. And then heat stroke is the true emergency, where may lose consciousness, experience syncope, confusion, delirium, and if caught early, all of these can be reversed. And so the idea is that as it starts to get hotter, whether we're an elite athlete or whether we're a weekend warrior and just wanting to be outside and enjoy recreational time, we need to allow some time for acclimatization so we get used to that heat, and then also choosing the time of day that we're outside. It's typically hottest between about 11 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So trying to spend that time outside exercising in the morning or in the evening, making sure that we're hydrating really well, and also making sure that we're using materials and clothing items that are designed for heat exposure and that are designed to help wick sweat away. Fabric type will matter when you're out and you're outside and you're sweating. And so while cotton is typically relatively cool, it doesn't wick the sweat away, and it will hold moisture, and so ultimately can make it harder for you to cool and harder for you to maintain a temperature at a healthy level. It's going to vary somewhat based on age and health and activity level, but you should be getting at least a bottle of water, 8 to 12 ounces, at least every hour. If you're heavily sweating, it's going to need to be more than that, and you're also going to need to consider the loss of electrolytes and the need for an electrolyte replacement. And so a lot of times what we recommend is alternating 1 bottle of water for like a small or medium-sized Gatorade, Powerade, or an electrolyte packet that's added to the water. If you're outside and you're in like an extreme heat warning situation, which is really where that heat index is getting over 100, over 103, you really shouldn't be out exercising in the sun for probably more than about 30 minutes. And that even for some people is going to be too much. There is a significant difference in what surface you're on as far as how much heat that projects back up. And so if you are in the shade on grass, it's going to functionally be cooler than if you are on a turf field or you're on asphalt, a dark surface and straight in the sun. Most importantly is to find a cool space. And so either get in the shade, preferably get into an air-conditioned situation, hydrate, cool cloths, cool water. If you're getting really into heat exhaustion, then cold packs, ice packs, particularly like in the armpits and behind the knees, those are places that can speed up cooling. And if somebody has progressed really to a heat stroke, that needs to be a rapid cooling of either like an ice bath or packing somebody with ice. But it's super important to get out of the sun, get out of the heat, and start cooling in an air-conditioned environment with hydration. So an activity that's like on turf, on asphalt, is going to be a bigger issue, or something like football, where they're not only outside, but they're wearing extra equipment, extra pads. And so that's why during these hot times, the football practices may be at 6 o'clock in the morning, or they're going to be at 7 o'clock at night. They're just not going to be out. But they're even going to have a period of ramp up and allow for the acclimatization of the athletes. It's important to exercise. We encourage everybody to exercise. We just want to be smart about it. And so we want to choose the right activity, the right time of day, the right clothing, making sure that we're allowing a period of ramp up, and then making sure that we're hydrating, and not just with water, but with an electrolyte solution as well.